Test.
Announcing the arrival of our guest of honor, Dr. Nozizi Zulkifli, Head of Performing Arts Study. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up as we are about to sing our national anthems, Negaraku and Wawasan Setia, Warga UiTM. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, sekarang kita akan menyaksikan sebuah montaj yang dihasilkan khas untuk Dato Zahim Albakri.
Sebenarnya saya mengarah studi pada tahun 2011. Jadi saya setiap tahun saya bagi tahu orang, saya harap filem itu akan keluar tahun ini. Jadi saya jawapannya mungkin sebab setiap tahun saya berharap filem saya akan tahun ini. Jadi itulah jadi harapan tu.
I want to change the dinner to tonight.
This is not going to be so easy, Bapa. They all have their lives.
How many brothers and sisters you say you got? 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Tell them their father insists they come for dinner tonight.
Ramai-ramai kita menyanyi, jangan ingat susah dan sunyi.
That's nonsense. Good morning, class. Please take your seats. Melayu sesat.
Ramai-ramai kita bersuka, jangan
Please message them again or call them. Make sure they come here tonight. This is the last time.
I'm just terrified of upsetting Papa.
Well, for some of us, we didn't have Papa to bail us out each time. Macam I'm pretending all the time. My views are personal and genuine.
Because you will just screw it up, then you screwed up your whole life.
Are you
alright, Papa?
Hey, relax. It's just Papa's daughter. Everything was much clearer.
Before you judge an unpleasant caricature, imagine he or she is your own child.
Sekarang, saya menjemput Dato Zahim Albakri diiringi oleh Dr. Ahmad Kamal Bashar Salihuddin sebagai moderator kita untuk meneruskan majlis.
Hello. Okay, hi. Okay, terima kasih saya ucapkan kepada pengerusi majlis yang saya hormati Dr. Nur Zizi Dato Zulkifli selaku Ketua Pengajian Seni Persembahan, para pensyarah dan juga para pelajar yang dikasihi sekalian. Kita berjumpa sekali lagi dalam satu lagi siri perkongsian Pesona Seni Persembahan. Okay, thank you. Alright. Pada kali ini, pengajian seni persembahan telah berjaya dan menjemput seorang individu yang banyak bergiat secara langsung dan masih lagi aktif di dalam bidang seni persembahan Malaysia, terutamanya dalam bidang teater. Tapi sebelum itu, saya lupa nak memberikan satu tepukan khas kepada para pelajar ISI Surakarta tadi di atas satu persembahan. Semua para, untuk maklumat, para pelajar semua, mereka bertiga adalah pelajar kita daripada ISI Surakarta. So at the moment they are our visiting students, akan bersama dengan kita selama satu semester. Jadi bolehlah berkawan-kawan, okay, saling bantu-membantu. Bila saya kata berkawan-kawan tu kawan full stop. Ya. Yeah? Pelajar lelaki, nothing more than that. Alright? Okay, so berkawanlah dengan mereka. In fact, kita ada juga pelajar antarabangsa daripada India, but they are from my school. So just be kind to each other, okay? Alright. Okay, so coming back to today's program, saya rasa actually I'm very nervous because my phone can go die anytime. Okay, I even forget my password. Alright, okay. So pada hari ini seperti yang saya maklumkan tadi, tetamu kita ialah Dato Zahim Albakri. We have one thing in common. We're not talking about looks, okay? Of course, he's way up there and I'm somewhere in between. Datuk dan saya merupakan warga Hospital Bersalin Kuala Lumpur. Except that I was born many years later after that, okay? But still, it is an exclusive club. Not everybody can claim they were born in Hospital Besar Kuala Lumpur. It's the in thing. Sekarang Prince Court. Now, back then it was Hospital Besar in Kuala Lumpur, okay? So, his father was a renowned architect, Dato Ikmal, right? See, it's going to die. Ikmal Hisham Albakri, okay, a renowned architect with JKR, and his mother, Datin Valerie, used to work for BBC. No. TV Malaya, which later became TV Malaysia. Yes, okay. Dan filem beliau juga telah memenangi lakon layar terbaik, aktris pembantu dan juga filem terbaik. Secara peribadi, Dato juga pernah memenangi anugerah aktor terbaik di anugerah skrin untuk drama Odyssey. Best solo performance di Book Award for Smell of Language. Dan memenangi pengarah terbaik di Book Award sebanyak 3 kali, iaitu Spilled Gravy on Rice, pementasan pada tahun 2002, Separation. Pada masa yang sama juga beliau pernah menerima anugerah seni negara untuk kategori pengarahan teater. Okay, jadi, so you were born in KL, you were raised here in Kuala Lumpur. So as we know, once we have reached independence and in 1963 we formed Malaysia, where did you get that inspiration or who flicked that interest in performing arts? Because as far as I remember, you know, like around that time, we only have one TV station and a few films which was kind of outdated played at the cinema. So where did you get that interest in performing arts?
Okay, where did it start? Dari mula, okay, well, just now you mentioned Hospital Besar Kuala Lumpur. Actually,
I was one of the first babies born there. In January 1963, just over the 1st of January, yang dilahirkan, and then dan bayi tu bila dia besar dia jadi classmate saya di St. John's. Raja Masa Moha. Yes, and so there was someone else in the hospital with me, which was ibu saya, my mother, yang berasal dari UK, dari the state Yorkshire, in UK, and that's dikenal dengan arwah bapak saya masa bapak saya pergi ke UK untuk belajar arkitek. Dalam series yang Yasmin Yusof berlakon ni, Opah. Opah. Dia jadi, kalau tak silap dia jadi mak dari Yasmin Yusof. Dia guest appearance. Dan juga dalam filem Yasmin, arahan Tan Sri Kamarul Arifin, yang berdasarkan kisah Natra yang dilakoni oleh Nuraini Jin. Mak saya. So the interest in the family memang, bapak saya pula masa dia kolam dan ada grup yang mementaskan kisah Andropis and the Lion. Orang tahu kisah itu dari
it's like the movie has come hidup kan. So I still remember that masa tu saya pun mungkin very young. So that experience made me think that theatre is something which is something special. You know, it connects with the audience in some way.
Okay, so during that time, if you can remember, the players
It was a local, very amateur production actually.
Okay.
Dia dengan lion tu pakai orang pakai apa ni kostum singa kan. Jadi it look actually it wasn't a very good production. I think it was quite an amateur production and the set is very basic. Tapi it's just that that moment that I don't know, just came alive for me.
Okay.
And I still remember it. And then after that, my interest in interest in theatre particularly dari situlah mulanya.
All right. Since you mentioned that
pertama kali naik pentas, saya rasa dalam masa berumur 15 tahun kot. Dan tu musical. Saya dengan kumpulan yang bernama The Selangor Philharmonic Society yang setiap tahun akan mementaskan sebuah musical pada penghujung tahun. Macam dalam masa cuti sekolah yang panjang. So the rehearsals also would start, rehearsals lama, kadang-kadang 6 bulan rehearsal, tapi sekali seminggu lah. Sekali ke 2 kali seminggu. And then bila dah masa cuti sekolah tu, dia jadi lebih sering lah the rehearsals tu. I think yang pertama saya berlakon Cinderella. Chorus, jadi chorus. Dan the following, masa tu umur 14 kot, 14-15. And then the following year, yang bertajuk The Boyfriend. And yang tu saya ada dialog. Satu baris dialog in the whole show. But that's my first
Professional experience
of being on stage lah. Okay. I don't think I was. Saya sebenarnya saya rasa saya sendiri tak berbakat, tak macam bakat yang natural talent, you know, like someone born with natural talent. It's just saya minat sangat dengan teater, dengan berlakon. So that's why I pursue the thing. That's saya ikut. Nak ikut. Tapi I am not very, tak berapa bagus lah. Macam I think they needed the production nak bodies on stage kan, nampak macam lebih meriah kot.
So and then as far as I remember, the first time I think like mainstream Malaysian audience, including myself, we knew you from Mat Gelap. Okay, where you played a very interesting character, Mr. Bulu Kore. All right. I don't know why who get such names, you know, like, but that was, Mat Gelap actually is special to a lot of those who actually like love Malaysian film, because it was the first Malaysian film that featured a cartoon animated character towards the end of the film. But I would say that it was an amalgamation of talent in that film, you know, and it was a true Malaysian film because of its multiracial cast. So why did you actually accept and decided to play Mr. Bulu Kore?
This one I have to admit I did something quite bad now. Actually, someone else is supposed to play the part, but I stole the part. I used my brother is the director. Yang abang saya pengarah, jadi because dia ada offer me another role in the film, tapi that role is not very interesting, tak menarik lah. Jadi so I said I want to play that part now. So actually dia dah cast orang lain dalam that character. But I was back for, masa tu saya belajar di UK, dah mula belajar di UK, dan saya di tengah syuting masa saya balik untuk cuti sekolah dari situ. So masa saya singkat je, I'm not here for the whole time, so I just came back and then just did. I tak banyak scene. I think there's probably about 2 or 3 scenes in that show. But that memang gabungan yang menarik lah. The talent dalam, bakat dalam filem tu memang it's multiracial, and then sampai sekarang kalau tak dia jadi macam ada orang yang cerita pada saya yang filem tu ada macam almost a cult status, that ada beberapa baris dialog dalam filem tu yang menjadi
macam dia sometimes di pejabat, di officers, sometimes bila orang macam frust ke apa, dia kata mana disket aku, mana disket tu, famous lah. Mana disket tu.
Very interesting characters name kan. Mr. Bulu Kore, Mama Bosan, El Kepong. And then,
Yes.
I remember watching that at Colosseum and there were not many people actually. So whatever money that your brother was enjoying was free.
I think my brother, that walaupun unfortunately there's something, and it seemed to, that a tradition of producing filem yang boleh menang award tapi tak dapat kutipan di panggung. Dan dia bertemu dengan pembantu rumah Katina Aziz, which is very funny. The scene is very funny as well. But the second time I appeared, I was asked to come back again, and I was quite shocked at the content. And by then, but the masa tu dah series tu dah jadi popular, memang popular sangat. Dan bila saya baca skrip dia macam boleh ke ni. Saya pun rasa macam can this be shown on TV? But you know, I enjoyed the series is very popular, and so I thought okay, dapat pakai berlakon sebagai Navy officer. The costume was very nice. But the content is, and by that point the character of what's his muda punya character, what is Sam, from the first 4 episodes it's not that overt, not that so not the shop. Tapi by the time I came the second time, at the time tu memang his character was much more obvious,
more prominent,
and there's no, I mean, especially in the episode, there's no
pertama saya berlakon dengan Yuda. Pertama saya berlakon dengan Imuda ini tahun apa? Tahun 80 apa tu. And dia tukar dialog, he's making, dia macam dia buat muka yang buat lawak kan, or when it's supposed to be serious. So just to try to distract me or to I think he's trying to tell me to relax actually. That's what I think he was trying to do. Tapi dengan sama juga bila buat 2+1 pun Katina Aziz it keeps as an later on I appreciate benda tu lah, yang improvise tu, and especially masa saya mula buat teater dengan kumpulan instant cafe theater, it's very much, and that's got the word instant is there, so it's very current about current affairs. It's kadang-kadang mengutuk kerajaan ke, mengutuk personality dalam kerajaan ataupun dengan komen pasal benda sosial di tempatan dan juga luar negeri. So some of that sketsa yang kita buat tu memang it's very last minute and very kita kena sebab kita ikut current affairs, benda yang berlaku, hal ehwal semasa dan terus macam kadang-kadang buat kita karya dalam satu sketsa dipentaskan malam tu. So that was it's like improvised theatre. So that training, I didn't get that training when I was studying in the UK. I got that training when I came back and we started doing theatre, that sort of the satirical theatre.
So why did you decide to co-found ICT in the first place?
It was it was more like a maksudnya macam opportunity lah yang datang. Kita dijemput oleh sebuah restoran di Kuala Lumpur
yang ada ruang, restoran tu memang popular pada masa tu, Bonton, and dia ada ruang di atas yang baru buka, tapi tak ramai orang gunakan pergi ke ruang atas on the first floor.
Was that in Jalan Kiapeng?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
And so the upstairs is more a cafe style. Downstairs is downstairs macam restaurant yang fine dining, buat macam cafe, macam bistro type environment. And then the owner yang kenal one of the owner approached one of our friends who had directed me in Shakespeare. He's a British guy that was living in Malaysia, Andrew Leslie. The owner of the restaurant approached him and asked him, can you do something? Can you perform something upstairs? So dia macam kumpulkan kawan-kawan dia yang minat dengan teater, dan we met a few times. Then pada masa tu kita rasa the space only fits about between 50 to 100 people. And we just did Friday and Saturday night, 2 malam seminggu. And we thought, okay, we have to change the material every week because we want the same people to come back because it's not the audience. Kita nak menarik audience yang sama untuk balik minggu depan, jadi kita tukar show tu. Jadi the first I think kita buat tiga minggu. And every week lebih ramai datang. So it was became quite popular. First 3 weeks we did the show. Then we realized that actually the material can last longer than just so it's not, some of it was very instant, tapi ada sketsa yang bertahun-tahun kita we perform the same one. The same one is not so current, it's more like generic type of humor. But the type of show we did was evolved over time. We realized dari mula-mula pun sketsa dan lagu-lagu yang kita kita tukar, gunakan melodi yang terkenal tapi kita tukar liriknya untuk menjadikan dia macam komen pada something current lah. But kita sedar from the audience feedback yang benda yang bila kita kutuk kerajaan lagi disuka. So because nobody pada masa tu this is like tahun 90-an, awal 90-an, orang tak pernah tengok macam di mana kerajaan dikutuk. You know, where you make fun of establishment about you it's like the kira macam badut lah dalam makyong ke dalam kan yang memperlikan raja tu pun something.
So it's more like an anti-establishment punya
Yeah,
performance.
sort of. And so that material is the most popular one. So then we started performing more and more of the satirical, current and political material because that's what the audience actually wanted. Because because the first few shows we did, we had a mixed type of we had some more serious, some not serious but comedy, but not about current affairs, not about politics or anything. They're just about situational comedy sort of thing. But it was never as popular as the satirical political material.
Jadi sebelum kita berehat, satu lagi soalan sebelum kita berehat. So that was your involvement with Instant Cafe Theatre. Now, could you please explain why did you actually later join Drama Lab?
Actually, Drama Lab was first formed under Instant Cafe Theatre.
I see. It's not two separate entities. Yeah?
It became two separate things because we formed Drama Lab. It was a challenge actually really based on a challenge from the late Dr. Christian Jit, who because Instant Cafe bila kita buat the shows for the dinner shows and shows untuk yang sketsa yang berlawak tu, kita tulis sendiri skripnya. We would then dalam cara yang macam like a collaboration. It's always the scripts usually a collaborative effort. We get together and we would brainstorm and sometimes the script some people will write some part and then pass it to someone else. The other person will add on to the script and things like that. So it was very much collaborative. But when we did, Instant Cafe also performed theatre. But when we performed theatre, first one we did was 2 plays, a double bill, dua naskah yang dari Western plays. One was called Black Comedy by Peter Sheffer, which I directed. That's probably one of the first, that's the first play I directed. And the other was The Lesson by Ionesco, absurdist piece. So very odd pairing of 2 plays. So after that production, we got very bad reviews, from really bad reviews, macam teruk sangat. Kritikannya memang sangat
something that our Gen Y people cannot handle.
really quite brutal type of criticism, like from 2 people who are from Christian Jit himself, who Christian Jit dulu dia pengkritik yang gunakan nama Uteh di New Straits Times review, and pointed out me in particular and said, why did I direct? I shouldn't direct, right? And this is me. I'm just I was young, masih muda, and then just came back from studying in the UK. And the other person was Joe Hasham. Later on, they both became very friends of, like very close. I was very close to. I consider Christian became a mentor to me. If there's anyone, I've never really had a mentor, but if there's anyone been a mentor for me, it was Christian Jit. And I was very fortunate that dia dapat mengarah saya dalam monolog yang 2 monolog oleh Huzi Sulaiman, and just before he passed away, sebelum dia mati. So but he challenged us. So we did actually go and see him and say, why did you write such a bad? The one with the but a lot of people actually supported me at that time, and someone wrote a letter to the New Straits Times saying, why did you criticize? Why did you give it such a harsh criticism? But he did challenge us. He said, why are you doing plays, theatre yang Western theatre? Kenapa tak buat karya sendiri? Bila buat apa ni, show yang sketsa tu tulis sendiri, karya macam gabungan ke, macam kolaborasi di antara pemain dalam instant cafe. Tapi kenapa tak? And then we had with us part of the group is Jit Murad, Rajit Murad, and Christian and Jit, they know each other quite well, and he says he knows that at the time that Jit's how kind of brilliant he is as his mind, his kind of he's quite in a way he's like a genius lah. So how Drama Lab was formed? So promote new writing, local writing, in for theatre in Malaysia. So the first production of Drama Lab adalah again a double bill, 2 plays, satu Gold Rain and Hailstones yang datang dari bahasa kemana kan, the other one. The first one, his first play is Gold Rain and Hailstone. Hujan emas di negeri orang, hujan batu di negeri sendiri, lebih baik negeri sendiri. Jadi tajuk dia datang dari itu dan berkisah kepada pelajar-pelajar yang dari pelajar-pelajar Melayu, particularly Bumi Putra yang dapat scholarship untuk pergi belajar di US pada tahun 80-an. Dan dia kisah bila dia dah pulang selepas belajar di US, bila dia pulang ke Malaysia. So that's Murad's first one. The other play was called Happy Families oleh Anne Lee yang menyentuh about sexual abuse, like with underage. So
tidak akan sakit.
Kamera dia ni. Dia tengah live sekarang. Nanti dia boleh tukar-tukar.
Bagai menyaksikan kembang pagi.
Panasnya membakar dari wajah yang tergambar akan tergoda.
Pakai kamera ni je. Kamera ni
yang pakai ini.
Sebab kamera ni nak buat apa?
Mungkin mengetahui akan terus sembunyi.
Tiada sempadan, tak bisa
Aku serahkan jiwa dan ragaku,
menanti buah sengsara.
jika ini ketentuannya, jika ini hakikatnya, aku serahkan jiwa dan raga. Jika ini kau kan jadi milikku. Sama-sama. Jika ini hakikatnya, aku serahkan jiwa dan ragaku,
Menanti buah sengsara.
jika ini ketentuannya, jika ini hakikatnya, aku serahkan jiwa dan raga. Jika ini ketentuannya, kau kan jadi milikku. Adakah itu sahaja persembahan yang pegang ini? Okey. Terima kasih kepada para pelajar seni persembahan tadi menyanyikan lagu yang dipetik daripada filem Pergi Gunung Nidam dan dirakamkan oleh Dato M. Nasir.
Dah lama tunggu. Dah lama tunggu.
I cannot remember. Yeah. And masih cakap di Kuala Lumpur seorang. Okay, so anyway, kita telah mendengar sebelum ini, perjalanan kerjaya Datuk daripada beliau dilahirkan sehingga kepada filem pertama beliau iaitu Mat Gelap, dan juga kemunculan beliau dalam sitcom, seterusnya pelibatan beliau di dalam Instant Cafe Theatre, sebuah cafe production house.
It's more like it's more performer based.
Performer based, and then juga drama lab. So ini merupakan perjalanan kerjaya Dato Zahim pada setakat itu. And then he actually also tried another venture, which is teaching in Akademi Seni Kebangsaan. Dan very interesting part ya, Dato Zahim pernah menjadi pengarah kepada Ketua Pengajian Seni Persembahan anda di dalam drama padu ke Oedipus. So, kalau siapa-siapa yang pernah diarah oleh Dr. Nozizi, you have a bright future to be Ketua Pengajian one day.
Tapi sebenarnya yang batch itu batch pertama di Akademi Seni Kebangsaan, dan saya rasa petang kali saya mengajar, dan saya rasa saya belajar lebih daripada belajar tu dia orang belajar di saya, sebab memang berbakat. Yang grup yang pertama tu memang berbakat dengan Prof Nozizi, Adli Nama Ramli, Namron, Hudin, Justin Subo, Ijat yang sekarang head of theatre di Akademi Seni Kebangsaan Aswara.
When you directed her, have you imagined that she would make this far?
I was surprised because yang sebelum tu yang saya kenal Zizi dekat TV yang jadi host untuk children's program untuk si rancangan kanak-kanak. Jadi very different to what she was bila saya jumpa dia, tengok orang ni memang very intelligent and memang belajar bakat tu yang dia belajar dari ibu bapa dia ataupun memang dalam DNA-nya.
Bawa tisu tak? Tak ada, okay. Alright, so why did you choose?
Yang terbukti just recently when monolog tu.
Yes, satu persembahan yang baik kepada sesiapa yang datang menonton, okay, saya tidak menonton. Ada sebab, okay. So you have already achieved, I would say you have done acting, directing. So why did you venture into teaching after that? I mean, like, usually when people actually found
it was actually before I started teaching, sebelum saya mula, Christian Jit masa tu is the head of the, again nama Christian Jit tu memang dia adalah ketua bahagian the dean of the theatre department, and he invited me to teach. And pada masa batch yang pertama tu masuk tahun kedua, and he wanted me to teach them in the second year and direct the first production. So quite young that time, I can't teach like, I don't think I can teach that. And then because bila saya belajar di UK, saya belajar dalam bahasa Inggeris, jadi saya nak semua like istilah, all the terminology and everything is in English. Jadi nak to study nak mengajar dalam bahasa Melayu, I have to translate all the terminology and everything to Malay. But dia menjadi satu cabaran dari Christian to come. But he said, come and visit the place first. Akademi Seni terletak di mana? Di sebelah Saloma, kan? Dalam bangunan kerajaan masa itu. Dan bangunan-bangunan itu is quite interesting because bangunan itu mula-mulanya dalam tahun 60-an adalah studio TV Malaysia. So my mother pernah bekerja dalam bangunan tu. Dalam masa dia kerja di TV Malaya dan Malaysia. So that was the first TV studios. Dan lepas tu jadi Akademi Seni. Dan so saya terima tawaran dari Christian tu dan saya pergi, sebelum saya terima tawaran tu saya pergi melawat. Dan hari itu ada teater yang dipentaskan tengah hari, lunch time, dan arahan dan tak silap karya tak pasti, tapi arahan Rustin Subuh. Teater tu yang teater Melayu yang terbaik saya pernah tengok pada masa itu, dan itu diarah oleh pelajar tahun 2 di Akademi Seni. Dan betul, saya rasa teater tu memang for a second year student to come up with something that I just thought was macam memang that I have to be at this place and witness and jadi macam saksi pada yang bakat-bakatnya baru pada masa tu. And memang they were that group lah especially, kan, I think so, because dan saya sangat bertuah kerana dapat mengarah mereka dalam pementasan Greek theatre yang bertajuk Oedipus Sang Raja, kita panggil. And then seorang ada siapa, apa nama dia yang penulis yang Samoza, kan, yang terjemahkan dari bahasa Indonesia. But that production tahun 2 the next year, kan? Okay? Tahun-tahun ni.
Okay, so you have tried and then you started teaching, but you still keep your acting career on the side. Okay, so
I always felt just something that I sedar masa saya belajar teater di UK, pementasan and the academy I went to in the UK is called the Academy of Live and Recorded Art, so it's theater and screen acting. dia akan berlakon sebagai scientist or ordinary person, you know, like macam orang biasa, orang yang di jalan tu, pengemis, something like this. It's
So in the 90s kan, for those of you, I'm just sharing, this is from the observation. A lot of female actors, especially when they have that certain pan-Asian look, they became more prominent kan, macam like Sophia Jane, Diana Yusof, Ramona Rahman, whereas it's not so much for male actors with a pan-Asian background, because at the time the most in-demand leading actors are basically lead singers of a rock band. So can I say that you actually didn't actually jump in that trend?
in what trend?
Like, you know, become like those who actually like get more opportunities because they belong to the pan-Asian group.
I think
with the pan-Asian look. Yeah.
What happened with me is, I must tell you that there was a period when I did mogok seni though. Because at that time, when I first mula-mula, saya dapat watak dapat tawaran untuk berlakon sebagai watak Melayu. Tak ada, there's no, just, you know, there's no in the script, it just doesn't say it's pan-Asian ke rupa mak saya, just watak Melayu. Tapi bila saya nak bayar banyak, macam the bayaran is very low when I started. But when masa tu saya mula pergi uji bakat untuk commercial, untuk buat commercial, TV commercial. Dan the first one menteri pada masa tu, menteri penerangan stop, dia ada ban on pan-Asian actors untuk commercial. Tapi masuk drama ATM boleh. Tapi I was one of the people that got didn't get the job because I was pan-Asian. Padahal masa uji bakat tu, the character that I got it was the advertising agency macam nak cuba something different lah. It's not just, it's about ada story, ada macam cerita dalam commercial tu. So I dah berlakon commercial tu, then at the same time they came up with the thing non pan-Asian in TV commercials. Yes. So I was very upset masa tu because the especially because the gaji, the fee they're going to pay me is so much more than I would get kalau berlakon dekat drama TV. Tapi drama TV tak ada sekatan langsung. Kalau saya pan-Asian boleh berlakon sebagai apa-apa je. So I was quite upset lah. So I tak boleh rambut panjang. Talk about rock singers. Yes. Tak boleh rambut panjang di TV. Dan siapa yang potong rambut live
dengan Awi dengan
Amy
Wings
kan?
and Search ya.
Dia rambut dia kena potong live on TV. So masa tu in my own way lah, bukannya publicly, bukan mencari publicity, tapi saya berhenti berlakon TV. I didn't want to take any more, especially for RTM. I tak nak berlakon RTM lagi. And saya rambut saya, I grew my hair sampai panjang ni. Saya tak nak masuk TV. Dan I focus on doing theatre. That's the years I was doing Instant Cafe and stuff like that. So for about 5 years, I tak berlakon TV and film.
But eventually later you would return to television with Mastura, and then many years later for that, and then with Odyssey, which you won Best Actor, your first award, your first major award.
That was when I came. I started acting again. I can't remember what was the. Dan lupa dah. There's something that I did the first, and then I sort of also at the same time I did less Instant Cafe. Because it's funny, I was talking that the positive side earlier about doing satirical theatre, you criticize the government, or it's also very negative. You are working on negative energy a lot of times. You think bangun pagi, sarapan pagi baca surat khabar, masa tu surat khabar bukan tak ada handphone, smartphone cover. You baca surat khabar yang dicari apa benda-benda yang the negative news reports and all that, and then you cuba menjadikan dia macam turn them into something funny, untuk for entertainment purpose. And after about doing it for about 5 years, it was tiring. It was tiring, and it gets to you. Everything is you're looking at the world very everything negative about the world. It's not. Do some serious theatre. So,
right. But you still carry on with directing.
Yeah. I've done. I mean, most of the time I always juggle. It's not macam it's like a juggler. I'm doing some theatre, some teaching.
Okay. And thus, in 2002, you directed the stage version of Spilled Gravy on Rice.
Yes.
Which later you won your first Boh Cameronian Award. So when you actually directed the play, have you ever envisioned that someday it will be made into a film?
It was a joke. After the first production, the first production was in 2002. 2002. The cast were joking, and then they say, if you do make a film, who would you cast in the film? And then we would cast like Hollywood actors in the different in the different characters who would play this part in this part. It was a joke at first, but how it became a film was more about the description in dalam naskah asal. It's not so much. It's not mentioned in the film so much, but Jit describes the house, Bapak's house in the script, as how he described the house was by the time we were going to make the film, the house had become like that. It was, and it's surrounded by tall buildings. Surrounded by, the city has grown around the house, Whereas when he wrote it, it wasn't like that. Because I shot, it was basically one of the reasons I made the film was untuk to preserve the house, which is my family house, which is my family's house for over 40 years. 40 tahun keluarga saya tinggal di rumah tu. Dan jadi dan separuh daripada rumah tu rumah lama yang dibina dalam tahun 1921. Tapi diubah suai oleh arwah bapa saya yang arkitek, dan ada banyak ciri-ciri rumah tu dengan desain dia dalam reka bentuk dia yang datang dari arwah bapa saya. So we knew we had to rumah tu characteristics of some of us, but yeah, the house is very much the house was because dalam filem tu dia is present day macam tahun 2011, dan dia berubah dalam transformation ke tahun 70-an. You see what it was like in the 70s. And memang rumah tu, that was what it was like in the 70s. The set design
and Hamzah is one of the cast members.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cik Hamzah kita seorang pelakon juga, Puteri Gunung The Music. So that actually propelled Malaysian musical theatre to the next level, because usually when they say musical, it was something that we adapted from, or we adapted from the West. So that was actually like really Malaysian made. Why did you finally agree, or why did you agree to actually, to take part in Puteri Gunung Ledang?
Okay, when I was approached by Pat Ibrahim, the choreographer, first, and dia soalkan saya, dia rasa saya mungkin tak cukup Melayu untuk mengarah Puteri. And how do you define someone who's, and a lot of my kerja, before that, particularly Jit selalu menyoal pasal identity Melayu. Apakah itu identity Melayu? Already in Hailstones. So it's something that's in my thing. So, but I got a good team together, I think. I don't think I can be a solo. You never, I'm not an expert in everything. So, jadi, and I memang pada masa tu saya rasa saya memang sedia untuk untuk ke paras yang the next level lah. The next level, dalam dari segi pementasan. Then so I wanted to challenge myself to stage something yang pentasan dalam pentas sebesar tu, Istana Budaya. Dan memang pada masa Istana Budaya di mula-mula dibuka, pentas tu adalah pentas yang paling canggih dalam dunia. I think orang tak sedar tu. Dia memang tak ada pada masa tu tak ada
Jadi so the challenge of doing it there is memang, and especially bersama dengan my co-collaborator yang Raja Malik yang dah reka set untuk a lot of my productions lah, dari Still Gravy, sebelum tu Storyteller, not Storyteller, costume. Nanti baru-baru ni pun dengan Weather and Bronze in Seruan Setu dia mereka set dan costume. So he is one of the most creative people. Memang dia he's
pelik. Kadang-kadang saya kena control, macam kena like sometimes can be go crazy, but I think dengan Puteri Gunung Ledang kita memang perlukan yang pernah in a private conversation with me said, bagi tahu saya that he loves musicals. Dia memang sangat minat pada musical. Dan dia satu hari dia nak mengarah musical.
Tapi there is ada kekurangan dalam storytelling, and this my friend. Actually pada mulanya saya patutnya mengarah Puteri Gunung Ledang the musical bersama dengan pengarah filem Sultan Hind. They're supposed to co-direct the musical. And then dia jadi sibuk dengan he got very busy with another project because it took some time. So when we were asked to do, mungkin bila saya dijemput mengarah, sampai penuntasan nanti lebih daripada setahun, setahun setengah. Jadi pada masa tu mula-mula tu dia Sultan ni sibuk dengan filem dia pergi ke Oscars dengan Palm Springs Film Festival, and dia pergi ke US to promote the film, and so he was busy, and Andin datang jumpa saya kat rumah saya, dan dia pula cerita apakah yang tak betul dengan filem, and if we're going to do the musical, apakah yang kita patut perbaiki dalam skrip untuk musical. Dan ada beberapa pendapatnya yang saya rasa saya setuju dengan apa yang dia.
Tapi dialognya Adlin. Jadi jalan ceritanya is from us. And we memang, and then lepas tu mula-mula mulanya okay, dia tulis skrip tapi bukan lirik ada orang lain, tapi dia kata saya nak cuba satu lagu, nak buat lirik untuk satu lagu, so you see if test me. dia nak buat lirik untuk lagu tu. Dah lupa lagu gimana tu. Sebab keranamu kekasih dah ada lirik dan juga skripnya. So menarik, tapi tak tahu sama ada pelajar-pelajar ni tahu, tapi sebelum pementasan Puteri Gunung Ledang di musical, kita ada workshop. Dan sebab untuk Puteri Gunung Ledang, dia seorang aja yang bukan orang Malaysia. Ialah Dick Lee dari Singapura. Berapa musical di Singapura, dah banyak ada musical di Singapura. Dia dah sebagai komposer. Jadi dia nasihat dia adalah kita patut buat workshop the musical from the script and the lagu-lagu karya dia, lirik oleh Adina Manali. So the first workshop kita buat adalah dengan pelajar-pelajar dari UiTM. And I think seminggu Dick Lee bersama dengan Roslan Aziz sebagai musical director untuk pementasan yang pertama. And the arrangement is basically Roslan Aziz. Dalam minggu tu, pelajar yang berlakon dan menyanyi sebagai Puteri Gunung Ledang, sebagai Gusti Puteri, dalam minggu tu dia dapat makeover oleh Dick Lee. Because when you look at her, when she came for the first day of the workshop, dia memang pakai tracksuit, pakai sandal, rambut tak basuh. So Dick Lee kata, okay, I'm going to do a makeover. So by the end of the week, lepas minggu, dia dah tak ada cermin mata, pakai contact lenses, make up, dia pakai baju pun, the styling, everything. Because I think mungkin orang tak tahu, yang Dick Lee juga pernah jadi stylist kepada Tiara. dia memang orang yang terkenal di Singapura, bukan saja sebagai komposer, ataupun dia juga he's a singer, yeah, he's quite a well-known singer, but he's also science, and he used to give like advise her on how to dress a piece. So so he did it to the girl who yang Hasmidah dalam minggu tu, and I just remember her singing. It's just memang suara dia memang. Sekarang dia di mana? Masih lagi di mana? I think dia jadi backup singer. Masih lagi. Ya, pentasan ni. Amandus. Dia pun dah berlakon dalam. Dia ada kat sini. So there's a lot of kaitan UiTM dengan Puteri Gunung Ledang adalah di masa workshop tu. And the workshop is so valuable. So I advise anybody siapa yang nak karya musical, sebelum dipentaskan kena ada workshop. It's very, and ada sistemnya, dan how you piece the music. Because lepas workshop tu, babak yang pertama terlalu banyak ballad. Lagu it's all very similar sounding. So in fact, I had this we change it from the movie. The sequence is different from the film. Tapi saya rasa lebih impact, dan the main reason is to jalan ceritanya dan the flow of the music, because it's too similar. It was too, from the workshop rasa macam very, the first half is macam mendata, tak ada, it's like very flat. And then what we did was we brought in lagu yang sepatutnya the end of the first half is lagu Perang yang dinyanyikan oleh, yang dipersembahkan oleh masa tu AC Mizal. Yang lagu, what's it called? Dah lupa dah. Yang lagu tu dibawa ke tengah babak yang pertama. Jadi to create more of a tension in the mix. So yeah, so there's quite a few changes lah after the first workshop. But the workshop is very sangat menarik sebab bakat muda yang terlibat sama dari UiTM.
Okey, baiklah. Kita sedang cuba untuk, kata orang tu, masa agak mencemburui kita pada masa ini. Jadi saya membuka ruang kepada dua soalan. Jika ada sesiapa, perkenalkan diri anda daripada pelajar degree, diploma ataupun pensyarah ataupun peminat, ya. Ya. Adakah teknik or saya yang kena run to the mic? Kat depan ni.
Tes.
Okay. Ni ada kat depan ni tadi, ada dia angkat tangan dulu tadi, ada seorang. Okay. And I will get back to her. Alright. Okay. So cukup dua soalan.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Arif. I'm from dance performance. Some of us came here to become like an actor, dancer, or even director. So do you have any like tips for us? Tips.
Thank you.
That there's what can I say? In my earlier time, bila dapat tawaran ke, dapat offer ke, kadang-kadang you're not sure whether to take the thing because there might be another opportunity and things like that. And that's the hardest. Itu yang mungkin yang akan membawa kecewa pada orang. So you have to be strong, especially with rejection. One is rejection. Kalau you nak dapat uji bakat untuk sesuatu dan tak dapat kerja tu, dan there's you never know. You can macam agak apakah sebabnya you tak dapat tu, tapi you will never know. So that's something that you really have to get biasakan diri tu. Dan juga kadang-kadang you dah terima satu tawaran tapi offer lain datang yang rasa yang tu lebih menarik. Tapi you have to seek to also, there's integrity lah, because kalau dah terima satu tawaran tu, takkan tiba-tiba kata oh saya tak boleh buat, because it's very easy to there's a lot yang you don't know. You tak akan tahu apakah sebab orang membuat sesuatu, apa sebab dia pilih orang ni bukan kamu ke begitu. So itu kena biasakan diri about that sort of thing lah. But if you're serious, I think for me, tadi saya rasa saya masa mula-mula tu tak ada bakat, tapi saya ada minat, and I guess I still have it's a passion for something lah, you know, and that's something you have to that thing which is ada dalam orang yang there's something when I was at pergi sekolah kat UK, sekolah drama kat UK, kita mula tahun pertama dengan 90 pelajar dan kita akhir dalam tahun ketiga dengan 30. Jadi sama ada they didn't last the whole, you know, they didn't but the one thing among dalam 30 orang tu, saya rasa ada satu yang the common thing is that they wish and they really want to do it. Tapi ada yang tak habis susu. Nak buat bila saya pergi ke universiti dia belajar. Masa saya pergi ke universiti saya belajar mula-mula economics, politics and economics. Kemudian law, tukar ke law and politics. Tapi I know that time saya tak yakin dengan saya minat ke dalam benda ni. Saya memang tak rasa tu. And there's something that instead of spending time in the library, saya pergi dekat panggung dan uji bakat untuk teater, ataupun bukan uji bakat je, saya jadi deputy, jadi stage hand dekat belakang. Nak whatever just to be involved in theater. Masa tu saya di University of Cardiff in Wales. So I spent more time, I should have been in the library reading the law reviews and all that. Tapi I did theatre instead. So yeah, so it's finding your passion now and finding focus and for that passion and sticking to it. But there's other things you should learn, like spreadsheets. This is something which is very important, okay? One of the most useful, but I did my master's in the UK, master's in theatre directing, and the most useful thing I learned is sometimes benda-benda tu, yes, you have your passion, you want to buat your passion and your minat pada satu benda, tapi ada juga benda yang kita boleh belajar yang sangat berfaedah kepada kita, practical that you need to know. And one of them, if you're ever going to be a producer or nak pentaskan, is spreadsheets. In apa yang dalam Word, bila Microsoft Word, you're going to not Word, it's called the program, dah lupa dah. Excel. Learn Excel. That's what I tell you. Learn Excel and learn how to budget. Okay, it is very, very useful. When I did my masters, it was one morning, satu pagi, satu session 3 jam pagi yang saya diajar untuk buat Excel. Tapi selepas tu saya dah ada syarikat drama lab, tak pernah rugi dalam satu production yang kita buat. Okay, it's just learning how to do budgets and how to income and your income, and it's very useful. I think they should, in fact, I think they should learn, they should teach it as standard 1, you know, to everyone. You know, it's such a practical thing. So don't ignore that, the practical things that you need to know. That's another piece of advice. Those things that maybe you think, oh, I'm an artist, I don't need to know that kind of thing, but the simple things like that sometimes are the most useful.
Okay, we have another question there. Yeah, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello. Okay. Hi. Assalamualaikum. My name is Swansraya binti Ramli from Diploma Dance and Drama, 4th semester. So my question is perspective on films. Do you think there have been a huge difference? Are they getting more conservative or vice versa? And how do you handle conservative criticism and surroundings? Thank you.
Sorry, your last part of it?
How do you handle conservative criticism and surroundings?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether would be good. My answer would be good advice, you know, because my film took 10 years to, more than 10 years to come out because of censorship. I do believe you have to be true to yourself, and I always felt bila I knew that Spielberg menghadapi penapisan dan mungkin ada orang yang rasa ada dengan yang tak patut ditunjuk ke apa kan. I think I have my own personal thing that you have to be true to the material, the original, because the naskah tu, pada naskah, the script is always, to me, is like that's still from the text based work. You have to be true to that, and because for me, that most of the inspiration, you get the inspiration from the script. Okay, that's where, and sometimes sometimes I will work, I will sometimes it's difficult to explain to the conservative, like dalam saya menghadapi lembaga penapisan, apakah macam dalam sebagai perkataan-perkataan lucahnya ada sebab. There's a reason. If you watch movie, the character watak yang sebut tu adalah watak kambing hitam dalam family itu, yang watak yang saya mainkan, Zack. Dan pada penghujung filem tu, dia melalui sebuah perubahan. Dia ada kita arc yang bila dia nak sebut perkataan lucah tu, dia bentikan diri dia dan dia gunakan perkataan yang lain. Something happens to him at the end to show that perkataan itu, to show that respect, dia punya respect untuk bapa dia dah berubah. Dulu tak ada. Pada ujung dia berhentikan dirinya daripada melucah, menyebutkan perkataan lucah. So there's a reason for, and most of the time I think writers and ada are not irresponsible. Yes, there are some irresponsible writers yang saya sengaja buat, tapi I think most of the time people, when they write something, it's ada sebab, ada dia nak ceritakan satu, ada message yang dia nak sampaikan, dan sebagai seorang pengarah untuk menginterpretasikan karya tu, how I interpret is I try to be as true as possible. So for me, when I do something macam tu is I just do it the way I want to do it, then menghadapi apa yang rintangan yang akan datang. Kalau ada kritikan ataupun, but I think sekarang ni I don't know whether I face criticism, like I said, dari mula-mula mengarah teater pun menghadapi kritikan. Jadi dah macam biasa, itu benda biasa lah.
Alright, I just want to share something funny. As you can see, I was looking the other side because I saw on the reflection of my glasses someone was smiling. It was me.
Thank you. Okay, sorry ambil masa, tapi saya rasa mungkin soalan saya ni good input to the students. Okay, dua soalan. Pertama, Datuk mention tentang belajar di UK. Boleh tak sebutkan apa nama full degree you in UK? Dan untuk penambahan input kepada para pelajar, Datuk Zahim, walaupun dia dah balik, you dah aktif and then you menyambung pengajian Masters of Art Theatre Directing, penghususannya from Middlesex University London. Jadi boleh tak kongsikan dekat pelajar why you already established actor and then already established director dan kemudian menyambung juga ke untuk masters. So mungkin sebab pelajar-pelajar dia tahu dia belajar dekat UiTM je theater, dia mungkin tak tahu dekat luar sana there's a lot of theater courses. If you can share, because you were staying there and also studied undergrad and then buat postgrad. That is my first question. Second question later lah. Last, saya penutup. Okay, kan, because you are human, kita katakan measurement untuk director tu dah terbukti. From the theatre menang award, from the film juga menang award. Boleh tak dikongsikan you sebagai director theatre some of your own technique? When you gonna direct something, apakah you buat? Mungkin 3 perkara atau 4 perkara to inspire atau our young directors, because they are all young directors and we hope that diorang pun boleh menang award begini dan one day they are going to be here to become another tokoh in the next 15 to 20 more years. Yeah, so itu soalan saya. Thank you.
Okay. What's the first question again? Oh, okay. My first sampai hari ni saya tak ada bachelor's, saya tak ada BA. Sebab khusus yang saya belajar di UK, khusus teater tu memang sekarang ni at a drama, they call it drama school lah. It's a system yang practical, it's a practical course and it's an tumpuannya pada lakonan pada masa tu. Jadi dan the academy that I went to is Academy of Live and Recorded Arts. Maksud live, pentas, theatre, and recorded, TV atau filem atau radio. The school, sekolah tu ada radio studio juga, ada TV studio. But the focus in the most of the pengajar di situ kebanyakan datang dari teater. Jadi the basis of dia gunakan naskah Shakespeare untuk the focus is the use of Shakespeare, because Shakespeare in English is very different. It's very different from translations and things like that. Bila dah diterjemahkan, because English Shakespeare is like ada rhythm kan, pentameter, iambic pentameter, ada cara untuk menyebut dia macam dia dalam bentuk puisi begitu. So that's kind of the first. Now in the UK, when you come out of a drama school, you ada macam license, L license. macam pemandu kereta dapat L license. That means dengan provisional license, you can, it's like provisional card, you can go untuk 2 tahun boleh
pergi uji bakat cari kerja.
Pergi uji bakat cari kerja. Because if you in the UK you have to be a member of the union.
Actors union,
Actors union, like in America pun ada actors union. They have like
so the films all
actors
stop.
union.
They
So
stop
the
making films in the US.
films all stop. They stop making films in the US for a while. Ada mogok. So in the UK juga ada. I don't know whether what is now like susah sangat untuk dapat kad.
Jadi kalau pergi drama school, pergi kesini, you will get.
Jadi kalau pergi drama school bagi college 2 years, so you have 2 years to get work.
To cari dapat kerja.
To cari dapat kerja.
Lepas tu
lepas tu tak terlupus, and then bukan very difficult to get. It's a system of like macam kalau if you to get the card you have to get a job, and to get a job you have to have the card. So macam what you call catch-22 situation. So anyway, I was very lucky because I still don't have the union card in the UK. But when I came back here, I balik lepas belajar di sana, saya semua kontrak yang saya dapat dari buat teater, dari buat drama dekat TV tu, bila saya pulang ke UK, saya tunjukkan kontrak tu pada the equity union, dan dia terima sebagai okay, you are a working, you can buktikan yang you are a working actor. yang you dapat dibayar sebagai untuk berlakon. You just have to, if I want to work there, just have to find a job and I can work there. But I don't know. I can work there, by the way, because my mother is British or was British. She's actually now Malaysian. Tapi but I have because my mother dulu dilahirkan di situ, saya boleh kerja kat situ. Tapi I chose to be here because I don't know. I chose to be here for various many reasons lah. Banyak sebab. Bila saya untuk buat masters, saya pilih kursus tu sebab kursus masters di Middlesex pada masa tu, sekarang dia tak offer that course. Sekarang dah pindah ke tempat lain. Profesor, by the way, Profesor Zizi juga buat kursus yang sama. The Masters in Theatre Directing di Middlesex. Dan lecturer di sana sangat advanced in he copyrighted the kursus. Dia copyright kursus tu. Jadi kursus tu di mana kursus tu diajar, dia kena ikut dia. Okay, so if he moves to a different university, dia akan bawa kursus tu ke bersama. Because it's also how the course is designed, cara disampaikan adalah dalam bentuk modul, and you have for the MA ada 4 modul dan 1 dissertation. Dan modul tu dia beri ruang 5, dan kursus tu saya suka kursus tu sebab dia sangat fleksibel dan dia memang dibentuk dan direka untuk orang-orang yang penggiat teater, yang mungkin ada kerja dan apa, jadi dia boleh dia mungkin susah untuk mengambil setahun atau 2 tahun. Kalau nak MFA, Master Fine Arts 2 tahun, 8 modul kalau tak silap. So for me, I did 1 module. The first module, just to, because you can't just take 1 modul, tak payah teruskan ke dapat masters. So mula-mula tu saya buat 1 modul, and what did I do? I can't remember what the first module is. Dah lupa. But I went the first module, and then lepas tu saya balik ke Malaysia lepas modul pertama, dan saya jadi sibuk dengan kerja dengan apa, dan lebih daripada setahun saya tak pulang ke UK. I think almost 2 tahun saya sibuk di sini. Jadi lepas tu saya dalam tahun 2001 kalau tak silap, saya ujung 2001 saya sambung balik. Selepas 2 tahun, ada 2 tahun gap, dan saya buat modul komedi, 1 modul di Moscow, acting techniques of Michael Chekhov di Moscow, sangat menarik di Moscow. The technique, at least dapat perspektif yang lain, dapat perspektif Russian perspective, and it's different from the British one. Dan the last one is comedy artistic director. The artistic directors module. Yang tu yang bila saya belajar pasal spreadsheets. Dan yang tu sangat walaupun dipanggil artistic directors module, tapi yang tu yang it's not very artistic. It's more about practical things like learning about IP law. What's it? IP law is
Intellectual property.
Intellectual property. Intellectual property. Dari so ada one session dengan peguam-peguam yang very famous law firm in London that deals with intellectual property. Which is something very important in dalam dunia kesenian sebenarnya dan filem and theatre. Bermula dari people science and all that, you know, inventions and sekarang vaksin pun ada intellectual property. So it was very useful that course, but not all of it. Ada juga saya ada I like the design of di sana dan ada logbook. You keep a logbook. You write down every day what you did, and sometimes ada assignment. Sometimes you have to produce something at the end. The artistic directors one, you kena buat a presentation untuk satu program untuk sebuah pusat seni yang ada 2 pentas, macam Istana Budaya, Istana Budaya tu sekarang macam ada PJ Pack atau KL Pack, ada 2 pentas dan buat program untuk satu season, 1 tahun. Dan dalam program itu you have to present, the presentation is kenapa nak pilih kenapa pilih panggung tu, pentas tu, dan kenapa pilih karya-karya tu untuk dipentaskan, dan budget dan budgeted apa ya, what you expect the income to be, what you expect the cost of the production to be, and what you expect the income of the production to be. So that was very useful, very practical things that is very useful to know, even though it's not very artistic. Although tajuk dia artistic director. Dalam komedi, saya buat modul komedi tu saya tak berapa ada. I have some issues about how they teach some of the things in the comedy module. It's macam, I rasa macam ada prejudice. Sometimes walaupun saya, ada orang tengok saya kat Malaysia tu macam Mak Saleh kan, rupa macam Mak Saleh, tapi saya juga menghadapi prejudice di UK masa saya belajar di situ, dan especially masa for example masa saya nak buat A-levels, dan saya nak buat subjek yang nak pilih English, my interest in literature and all that. Tapi guru besar dekat sekolah tu tak bagi saya buat English. Dia kata sebab saya belajar di Malaysia buat SPM dalam bahasa Melayu, jadi my English won't be good enough. Even though my mother is English. Right. Tapi pada masa tu umur saya 18, macam tu kan. Saya macam tak, what I wanted to do, my passion was to do something in literature and all that. Tapi these two English guys, now after I didn't realize at the time how it is actually, and it's a kind of, you know, this kind of superior punya attitude lah. You know, oh, you won't be able to do English. He's not, if he studied in Malay, you know, his English won't be good enough. You know, whereas, you know, I grew up speaking English, you know, so, you know, I was, so it was kecewa juga masa tu. And then they advised me to do subject macam politics, economics. Ya, langsung tak minat. Politics minat. Economics, I really didn't like it. And the tutor that I had masa tu is really boring. Memang boring sangat. And then the other subject I did at A-levels is mathematics. And that's a very practical, mathematics is something saya memang minat. Dan mungkin orang ingat mathematics tu tidak berkaitan dengan seni atau teater, but it does have, especially satu dalam arahan yang ditanya tu, what is it, how do I, when mengarah tu akan mula dari, okay, mula dari naskah, dari teks tu, dan dari naskah tu, the challenge for a director is to create the world. Apakah dunia di mana naskah tu dapat hidup, dapat, dan dunia itu bila kita membina atau membina dunia tu, dalam dunia tu macam ada logiknya, there's some, like in mathematics, there are patterns, there are different formula and all that. So in the world, when you're creating a world, that world has to have some kind of yang boleh diterima juga oleh penonton. And you have to make that dunia tu ada, you know, it's like the Marvel universe. Sekarang ni the Marvel universe ada, dalam Marvel universe tu ada logiknya kan, ada certain laws and certain things, how should the world behave, you know, how things should happen. With me sometimes benda yang simple, kalau nak orang keluar pentang dari pintu tu, kalau dia nak masuk dari pintu sana ataupun kadang-kadang benda tu macam simple macam tu je. Tapi yang tu datang dari minat saya dengan mathematics. Dan sampai sekarang saya memang minat pada mathematics. Sampai saya boleh baca novel, boleh baca buku pasal mathematics. Pasal theorem and proof.
I would survive.
So, but it's finding from it's always, to me, it's always the text. Kadang-kadang dalam naskah tu ada patterns. Sometimes you see patterns, how a character speaks. Ada cara, if the writer ada macam pengkaryanya ada fikir pasal watak dan betul-betul fikir pasal watak dan sebab watak tu buat sesuatu, dan you know, they really, if a writer is very good about that kind to do with the world and how about relativity and how things are different in each of the how place. Some people, the day is like only 1 hour. The whole day is only in 1 hour. So everything has happened very fast. Okay, so people move around very quickly. And then there's another place where they have a different, like their world is different. They're slower. They take one day takes 1 week. 24 hours is 1 week. So the cara dia bergerak itu jadi macam slower. The pace is much slower. So I use that book actually as to inspire me when I was directing the thing at the setting dekat Changi Airport, because dalam travelers have different rhythms and different times. So it's how they move within a space. It's about sometimes people are rushing to the plane. They have lots of time in the departure lounge, shopping. So the pace is different. Their flight is for another how many hours. So they are more leisurely. So how the people in this airport move is actually based on that book. I can't remember the author's name. It's Einstein's dreams.
Okay.
Very
Okay, nampaknya masa memang mencemburui kita. Jadi saya sebelum saya tadi mendapat pemakluman, lagu Bagaikan Sakti tadi dinyanyikan oleh Dato' M. Nasir dan Dato' Seri Siti Nurhaliza. So saya minta maaf di atas kesilapan fakta tadi. Okay. Jadi berikanlah satu tepukan paling gemuruh untuk tetamu khas kita, Dato' Zahim Albakri. Dan daripada pihak saya sendiri, saya juga ingin meminta maaf jika dapat berlaku sebarang kesilapan dan kekurangan sepanjang sesi ini berlangsung. Segala yang baik daripada Allah Ta'ala dan yang buruk daripada saya sendiri. Jadi saya serahkan sebelum majlis ini kepada pengurusi majlis kita.
Can I just saya ada another malam ni 8.30 di Facebook Live. Saya bersama beberapa tokoh-tokoh teater Malaysia akan membaca 10 monolog called the Gaza Monologues yang dikarya oleh penulis dari Palestin, dari Gaza. Dan itu ke 8.30 di Facebook Live. Free Palestine.
Terima kasih kepada Dato Zahim Albakri dan moderator Dr. Ahmad Kamal Bashar Saluddin atas sesi perkongsian sebentar tadi. Sekarang dijemput Dr. Nozizi Zulkifli, Ketua Pengajian Seni Persembahan, diiringi Encik Hamzah Tahir untuk ke atas pentas bagi menyampaikan cendera hati kepada Dato Zahim Albakri. Sebelum mengakhiri program, dijemput semua pensyarah untuk ke atas pentas bagi sesi fotografi. Izzat Ammar, Baca dah. Dan lepas ini kita bersama keluarga ya. Kabel, Cik Kabel. Kamil.
Lagu boleh tetap dimainkan. Sayang bangun dulu dengan segera. Nanti bawa bagnya. Jom. Orangnya dulu. Laju sikit, laju sikit.